I'll throw one more thing out there for people because this trade is sort of like a hybrid of these two trades. It's like sort of like a hybrid stocks Bitcoin trade, and that's Bitcoin miners. And so this is a trade I gave out a few weeks ago in Magic Lines, and it's done pretty well so far. But Mara is a very interesting stock for me.
What's Mara at these days?
Mara's trading $13
Okay.
right now. But we had identified this level here, 1060, as a good buy zone. Been waiting on this for a while. I think there's a good chance that we see Mara $60.
That is awesome. That's a bold call.
Yeah, I just it's a convexity trade for me for sure, and I took it via options because options convexity good.
It's the best way to play the miners because they just have these moments of explosion.
Yeah,
and you can like get exposure with very little upfront capital.
And I basically financed the trade by selling a spread below this zone because I don't think we should go below here.
Yep. That's my style, baby. I love that.
If we do, I lose obviously, but it's a capped loss. It's not a infinite. But I was able to basically put on this trade for no upfront cost. Like this is basically like kind of like a net zero trade at the outset.
Yeah, you get the free upside, man. It's hard to beat that.
Yeah, it's sort of free.
Yeah, with some risk.
Free initially might cost you in the future, but yeah, it is interesting to put on a trade with like no capital that can give you like a pretty nice payoff profile. This is, I think, probably like 6-1 from like the risk I structured on it. Like if this thing goes all the way, so it's pretty appealing. But even if you just structure this as like just a simple stock long with a stop below 7, I mean, this is it's an 8-1. It's an 8-1 trade, even from here.
I think it was like common stock. Wow.
Yeah, this was a
damn.
I mean, this is really juicy when we took it. When we took it, it was a 13-1 risk reward.
So for Mara to hit $60, we would need Bitcoin at all-time highs.
Yeah, Bitcoin has to go up. Obviously, like there's no scenario where Bitcoin starts breaking down and Mara does good.
Yeah,
definitely not. So don't think that'll be the outcome. But in a portfolio I have that is very largely oriented around doom, I think it's good to have these optimistic bets there as well. And I took a pretty long duration on this. I mean, I did this with leaps, so have pretty long time for everything.
Yeah, it gives you some time. I like
to play out because, like, I don't know, like there's sort of two scenarios where this does good. There's scenario A where there's some sort of Trump capitulation, and in the short run, everything turbo pumps, right? Now that in my mind is a pump for fading, but it's a pump nonetheless that will do pretty well. And I would expect to just take this trade off before it gets to these levels. But then there's the sort of longer term trade where a bunch of stuff ends up playing out. Chaos reigns, the stock market tanks, but Bitcoin ultimately holds, and you start seeing policymakers doing some sort of interventionist policies, capital flight from China, all these stars start aligning. And then like, that's it. There's like the long-term, like it's over capitulation move. Maybe Trump gets his way, he gets his desired policy, and then the liquidity starts pouring in. We start juicing the markets back up so that the Republicans can win their midterms, and then Bitcoin just starts turboing to 200K, 300K, right? That's probably the more ideal scenario. But like I was saying, because there's this short-term potential that we just turbo up on a capitulation, I still want to have the trade on now, as opposed to like waiting for this entire thing to play. Because I don't know if I'm going to get this like obvious bottom to buy later on, which is, again, why Bitcoin is a good trade, because I don't think you have to pick the obvious.
I like that. I mean, it's a long shot for Mara specifically, but it's a cheap way to hit a grand slam.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic. All right, you wanted to talk about something. You put in a trade finally this week?
Yeah, well, I'm still kind of on my hiatus, I'm calling it. Maybe it's like paternity leave or something. But yeah, I'm still following the markets loosely. And the hottest stock currently is a recent IPO, Webull, ticker symbol BULL, and there it is. It was up 430% when I was looking at it earlier. I think the reason here is it's like you basically can't short this thing right now. It's because like it was a recent IPO. There's just like no shares available to borrow. You can't if you can find the shares to borrow, you got to pay up for that. You got to pay a 200% fee rate to borrow the shares. That's like an annualized rate. So for if you hold it just for a short period of time, you're not going to pay 200%. But like on a valuation perspective, this company, like for our folks who've been invested in Coinbase or Robinhood, like you can compare this directly to Robinhood, and this company is like a Wish.com Robinhood essentially. It's like got way fewer accounts. Its average account value is $3,000. It sells order flow just like how Robinhood does, and you really like can't generate much revenue off of like those small accounts, and that shows in their S1 financial statement that they generate like 1/10 of Robinhood's revenue, but after trading today, the enterprise value is like right with Robinhood's. They don't lose money for every dollar of revenue they generate. I mean, this thing sucks.
So there's similar market caps to Hood?
Yeah.
Oh wow. How do you have the trade long on? Are you just short shares?
I was able to just get a few shares borrowed. I mean, I'm paying 200% on them, but like my short entry was like 75. It's kind of climbing back up there. I don't know how long I want to hold this thing short, but I think at some point with these new issues, the shares become available, and that fee rate adjusts in real time. So it's not like I locked in a 200% fee rate, but you know, the stock price will naturally go down as shares become more readily available to borrow, and like the market does its thing where these things like kind of find their level. But this is like a no-brainer for me that this stock is going down, just a matter of time.
Yeah, but that's pretty brutal because you're basically eating 4% a week.
And the stock can go higher in the interim, like while there's no shorting available.
It's a ballsy move, not for the faint of heart. Do you like the naked short here versus shorting it versus Hood? Like long Hood, short?
Oh yeah, well I am long Hood, so that's like part of my rationale. Hood's a better company, and if it's trading the same valuation, I mean, I obviously want Hood.
I haven't looked at Hood in a while. Oh damn, this is a pretty good level for Hood. Had the chance to buy that gap there. Ugly candle last quarter. My God, this is a gross candle.
Ooh. Is that hanging man?
No, I wouldn't say that's a hanging man. I don't know what you would call this one. Not much of a candlestick pattern guy.
Okay.
I just go bad candle. I mean, you get a candle like this. This is emblematic of price opens and there's a huge move up and a massive rejection, which is generally not bullish. And if you pull up the daily chart, I mean, that's very blow off toppy, but
like I don't really want to buy Hood here either. But if you don't want Hood here, then you definitely don't want Webull either.
I mean, I'm still interested in owning Hood. I want to get back in. I'm trying to think where I would like to buy it. Like $20 would be really appealing if we get that.
Yeah, I agree.
If we get $20 there,
I think Hood's going to win the game that I previously attributed to Coinbase winning.
I haven't checked the Hood coin ratio in a while. Wonder how that's been doing. Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting trade in and of itself. I mean, this is Hood versus coin. So long Hood, short coin. I mean, this looks like it's about to break out. So the market seems to think Hood is the play for sure. And kind of hard to disagree, honestly, with how Coinbase has been doing. I'm definitely looking to buy more Hood, not looking to buy more coin. Already greatly reduced my coin position a couple months ago, and
I think it's just much easier for Robinhood to allow people to trade cryptos than it is for Coinbase to like get approval to bring like stocks on chain, and it's just that seems like a way harder deal. So I think Hood is going to win in the interim.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. And then I'm also hopeful I finally get my level on Nvidia.
What do you want? 80s?
Oh my God, how did I miss this? I had bids at this little dot, this mid range here.
Did you just miss it by like a tick?
Yeah. That's going to be one of those situations where it comes back and I'm going to be like, oh, I don't know if I want it now. But
What was
I
that
missed
level
it.
that you wanted to buy?
85.5, I think is where I had the bids.
Yeah.
Yeah, 86.5. 0.5 to the tick, I think, is where my bids are. And then we hit 86.6 too. So 12 cents off. And then I missed an immediate ripper. It's an immediate 33% to the upside. So that's a feels bad, man, for you.
Would that be
right
a long-term hold for you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was planning on just buy hold Nvidia, but now I got to wonder if we're going all the way back to $45. Like if my stock scenario plays out.
I mean, it totally could. I think people forget that they did that reverse split, or they did a regular split, like 10-1.
Mm-hmm.
Like $400 is still like really rich compared to where this thing was.
I feel very strongly that the bottom on this is not in. And if for some reason we start getting price trading up here to like 130 or something, I mean, this is just going to start looking like such a juicy head and shoulder mid range of the move here at like 82. So I feel like you'd at least go back down to the mid range, and then you're going to have your 200 week over here. So interesting short target from like one or so if you get it. I mean, it might be an interesting short from here. I don't have any plans on shorting it, but it is worth considering actually. Like if you
Shorting
should just
the strongest company in history, that's pretty hard.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't loved shorting individual names all that much recently, and or shorting in general. Like even the short, like I'm, probably going to be getting into on stocks. It's just more of like a portfolio wide kind of hedge thing, as opposed to like, oh, I'm like leverage trading this in my account. Like I'm not really taking a bunch of shorts in my, especially on crypto right now, because it's just the headline risk to the upside is just so bad. It's just awful. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth considering a short here. I mean, this is a bearish zone. When I look in here, I see a little weekly fair value gap. So very possible that was the top there today. I wonder.
Yeah, well, they got that tariff exclusion too, so that could have been like the.
Yeah, that could have been the exit pump. I feel
Right.
like these things, all these news, they're all like, it's all sell the rip, sell the rip, sell the rip, sell the rip. Not bullish stonks. I'm gonna think about this one a little more. Maybe get back to you next week on it. But I think it's interesting. It's interesting for a downside play. But yeah, it just depends. Like if you're a guy who likes hanging on to short positions, it's kind of a painful business, shorting stocks.
Really scary, man.
Really, really painful. Not sure I would recommend that to anybody.